What's going on, guys? Khalipa's Tech here, coming back at you with another video. This is the beginner's guide to the Samsung Galaxy A42 5G. In this video, I'm going to be going over some tips and tricks for this phone that you're going to want to know about if you're using the phone for the first time. If you're new to Android or smartphones in general, this is going to be a great video to help you get familiar with your device. Before we go any further though, I do want to remind you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel a lot. But now, let's get into the video. So the first thing I want to show you is how to change your wallpaper. This is a really easy thing to do. All you need to do is go to the settings and hit wallpaper right here. And you're going to be able to choose between wallpapers that are already on the phone, your photos, and you can also hit this button to download some more wallpapers from the Samsung store. Now that's easy enough, but there's actually an even easier and faster way to do this. All you need to do is put one finger on the home screen like this, and this menu is going to come up. You're going to be able to customize your wallpaper from this spot right here, and you can also go into a bunch of other settings to further personalize your home screen. This is a really cool feature because you can find all this in the settings menu, but having it all in one place right on the home screen as you edit it makes it so much more convenient. The next thing I'm going to go over is the notifications. So to get to the notifications, we're going to go to settings and notifications right here. So the most important thing in the notifications area is the notifications you get from apps. Depending on which carrier you're using, you might have a few more extra apps that you don't want notifications from. And even if you have apps that you use occasionally, getting notifications from them can be annoying sometimes. So if you ever get a notification you don't want, all you need to do is go to this section and go to the recently sent, hit more, and now you're gonna see all the notifications you've gotten within the last 7 days, and you can turn off all the ones you don't want. You can also customize a lot of other things for your notifications. You can turn on Do Not Disturb here. And if we go up, you're gonna see this little option right here. This basically allows you to choose how you want your notification pop-ups to look. I personally like to have it on brief because it doesn't interrupt what I'm doing as much. But if you do want a little more detail, you can always select detailed. So the next thing I'm gonna go over is the sounds. Sounds are really important because these phones usually have pretty much all of the sounds turned on by default, and they can get really annoying and disruptive depending on what you're doing. So to get to the sound menu, we're gonna go to settings again and sounds and vibration. Here we have a few different options. Right now, as you can see, it is on sound mode. You can also turn it to vibrate mode, which is gonna make everything vibrate. I usually have it on this setting, or you can just mute it entirely, which I don't really recommend because if you're getting a call, if it's on mute, you're not even gonna know you're getting a call. So that could be a little much, but vibrate mode, in my opinion, is the best way to go just because it doesn't make any annoying sounds and you'll still get notifications when it's important. But if you do like the sounds, you can also change all the ringtones and all that kind of thing right here. Ringtones, of course, are for calls, but also text messages. Don't forget that you're not gonna get the notification sound for text messages. That is gonna be on the ringtone. Notification sounds are just from all the other apps. And system sound is for stuff like feedback sound when you're selecting something and all that sort of thing. Another thing to know about the sound mode, if you have it on, is that your phone is not automatically gonna vibrate. So you might wanna turn this on, especially if you're in a more loud environment where you might not necessarily hear your ringtone if you're getting a call. When you turn on vibrate when sound is on, the ringtone is still gonna go off, but it's also gonna vibrate too. And this combination is gonna ensure that you actually get the notification when you need it. The next thing I wanna go over is your screen timeout time. This is basically how long your screen stays awake before it automatically shuts off. So to go to this, we're gonna go to settings, display, and screen timeout right here. So as you can see, it can go as short as 15 seconds and as long as 10 minutes. I definitely recommend playing around with this a little because it's going to be different for everybody depending on what you're using your phone for. You might only need it to be 15 seconds, but if you are using it for reading or something like that, then you might want to keep it a little bit longer because you don't want your screen to be shutting off all the time when you want it to stay awake. The next thing I'm going to show you is the dark theme. Most people probably know what dark theme is, but in case you don't, this is basically a setting that turns all the light colors in your theme into dark colors. It's pretty cool, so let me show you how to get it. So we're in the settings menu right now. We're gonna go to display, and right here up at the top, we got light theme and dark theme. By default, it's always gonna be in light, but you can change it to dark, and now this is what it looks like. You can also schedule it to turn on and off at certain times by going to dark mode settings. And as you can see, you can turn it on as scheduled. And you can also add the adaptive color filter. And what this does is tints the screen in an amber color to filter out some of the blue light that might bother your eyes. The next thing I'm gonna show you is system navigation. As you can see right down here, we got 3 buttons: the recent apps button, the home button, and the back button. The system is really easy to navigate, but there's also another option that I'm gonna show you. So we're in our settings right now. We're gonna go to display and navigation bar. As you can see, this phone is defaulted to buttons. Now it is actually a little bit different for every Android phone. Some phones, especially the newer Motorola phones, do have gesture navigation as their default system navigation, but this specific device is defaulted to button navigation. But if you ever do want to use gesture navigation, you can easily do that just by hitting swipe gestures. So now instead of buttons, we just have this little bar right here. So instead of a home button, all you need to do is swipe up like this. For recent apps, drag your finger up from the bottom. And to go back, slide your finger from one side of the screen to the other. Keep in mind, it doesn't actually matter which way you slide your finger when you want to go back. It can be left to right or right to left. As long as it's a horizontal slide one way or the other, it doesn't really matter. So we're back in button navigation, and you might have noticed you can actually change the button order too. Some phones allow you to specifically change them and even add new buttons. But for this phone, there are only 2 different layouts you can choose from. Basically just swapping the positions of the recent apps button and the back button. It's not a whole lot, but you might like it better that way, so feel free to try it. The next thing I'm gonna show you is how to change your lock screen type. In case you don't know what this is basically how you get into your phone. So whether you're using a PIN or a password, they have patterns. You can also take security off entirely. And of course, you have your face unlock and fingerprint scanner with this phone. So we're back in our main settings menu. We're gonna go to lock screen right here. In lock screen type, enter your current PIN. And as you can see, these are all the different options you have. You can enable all the biometrics like face unlock and the fingerprint scanner right here. And then you can change the actual screen lock type as well. So one more thing about this, if you want to use the fingerprint scanner or the face unlock, you have to have it set up first. And to do that, you're going to go to biometrics and security back in the main settings menu. And here at the top, you can choose which one you want to activate, and you can activate both as well. Once you select one and put in your PIN, it's gonna give you some on-screen instructions to set up either your face or your fingerprints that are really simple and easy to follow. The next thing I'm gonna show you is how to take a screenshot. This is a really simple function, but not every phone has the same way of doing it. So let's take a look at how to do it on this phone. It's pretty easy. All you need to do is press the power key and the volume down key at once. And there we go. This little bar is gonna show up for a couple seconds. As you can see, it's not really that long, so you'll probably miss it a good chunk of the time. But if you do, all you need to do is slide down your notification center and it's gonna show up right here. You can do all the same things that you do with the bar, edit, share, whatever. It's all pretty easy. The final thing I'm gonna show you is how you can change the color mode on the display. So we're back in the main settings menu. We're gonna go to display, and right here where it says screen mode, we're gonna select that. And now you have the choice between vivid and natural. I'm not sure how easy it is to see in this video, but there's definitely a big difference in person. So be sure to check this out and decide for yourself which one you like the best. In addition to this, when you're in vivid mode, you can change the white balance in case you want it a little bit warmer or a little bit cooler. You can also go to advanced settings and change the colors individually. But this was my beginner's guide to the Samsung Galaxy A42 5G. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I hope you found this information useful as well. If you want to learn more about the phone, definitely check out my full review of the device on the channel. But that's it for this video. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys in the next one.